This is Dolly, our new addition. If you can even see her cute little face here. There you go. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Thursday. Per usual, takes a second to pop up here on LinkedIn. But I hope you guys are well since I saw you last month. It's been a month. Crazy. And I still don't even see it yet here on LinkedIn. So we will see if this is even working. Hello. Meet baby Dolly here. I couldn't get Restream to work here. Let's see if it's working now and I am live. Probably since it's been a month, I had to reconnect everything. So let me make sure that it is working here. There's always a little bit of a delay. Okay, looks like we are working on the LinkedIn front. Perfect. So let me know when you guys are here with me. Sorry for the short delay. Had some restream issues. This is Dolly. Meet Dolly, the adorable Pomeranian Shih Tzu that has joined our family recently. Hey Will, how are you? I don't know why it's not working on the Facebook front, but yes, she is a doll. She's super cute. It is working. It's working on here. I guess it just doesn't want to work on the FB front with Restream, but who knows? How is everyone? How's it going? Let me make sure that this is set up okay. She is super cute, indeed. Thanks, Brian. How have you guys been since we last chatted? How have things been going? Obviously, things have been a little crazy here, thanks to the new puppy, but things have been good. So thank you guys for joining me on today's ambitious outcomes session. So I have moved these to once a month, and these are for you, where I help you carve a better path to visibility and trust. So I am going to share my insights and what we've been learning and what's happening here on the LinkedIn front. Awesome, Eric. Glad to hear it. So just a quick recap for you guys. I used to be doing these weekly. We have moved to monthly. So this is the month of December session, and then we will be going live again in January 14th. So my agency specializes in building personal brands for C-suite executives and entrepreneurs, and working with companies to help them better leverage LinkedIn and leverage their employees' profiles, and all of that fun stuff. So I am here to help you guys share what I know and what I've been learning and what's been happening in the LinkedIn sphere and personal branding arena. And that's why we're here. So I have quite a bit to share with you guys today that I will get into. And then, of course, as always, let me know if there's anything that you want me to discuss, or if you have any questions. Hey, John. I keep refreshing the comments and something's weird. I was on Facebook Live earlier and their comments were weird too. There we go. Okay, so a couple of things. So yesterday I commented about, Monday, about how to really leverage LinkedIn to its fullest and how a lot of people aren't doing that. So I posted a tip on commenting and whatnot. And then yesterday, a little bit about storytelling and how to use that. So I wanted to just touch a little bit today on content and what the types of content, a little bit about LinkedIn updates, what we've been seeing, and then give you guys, some tips and some encouragement here to make things happen for you. So as I'm going throughout this, let me know if you have any questions at all, and we will get to it. So first things first, content. So a lot of people are, here's the thing. LinkedIn is still in this stage where not everyone is leveraging it, right? So everyone has a LinkedIn profile, obviously, but that doesn't mean that they're leveraging LinkedIn. So we are on the cusp of something amazing here with LinkedIn. And so you guys have an advantage right now to get in on this and to stand out and to leverage it to grow your business before it gets crazy saturated. Because right now, the majority of people still aren't using it effectively or using it at all. But that could change, right? Next year, the year after, we don't really know. So what is working is people building their personal brand from LinkedIn. This is why we focus on this solely right now at Mod Girl, is helping professionals and businesses leverage the personal branding aspect. Because here's the deal. Anyone can share valuable content, right? So anyone can talk about, if they're an accountant, they can talk about their accountancy practice, right? And accountant tips and et cetera, and money saving, blah, blah, blah. But so can everyone else. And so what makes you stand out is when you tell your personal stories and your unique stories and you as a human being, and opening up and being a little bit more vulnerable, because people want to work with humans. And so that's how you make LinkedIn work, is not just by posting, valuable content all the time that, is full of tips, but also relaying the personal elements of that. So stories about you and your life. And so that's what makes people stand out, and that's what makes people want to do business with you. Because if you don't, then you're just competing with everyone else on price or whatever it may be, depending on what you're doing. Hey, Will, see ya. Thanks for hopping on. So what I'm going to talk about here is, giving you guys some ideas as far as content and whatnot goes, but you really need to think about it as, if you want to succeed in this world, in this B2B world, and leverage LinkedIn, you have got to start sharing more personal posts. And I'm not saying share the drama that's happening in your life or what you ate for breakfast. That's not what I'm saying. But you do need to open up a little bit. And the best way to do this is just test the waters and share personal stories. So not everything has to be about what you do. So what we do for clients in the beginning is, when we work with them, is we give them some content topic ideas. So we come up with a list of content topics and we give it to them. And it always starts off with their why. So you guys first need to be writing from you as a human being and why you do what you do. You don't just need to go in and, start posting tips all the time or talking about how great it is, whatever you do and how amazing it is. You need to come from a place of, this is why I do what I do. This is why I get up in the morning. And then you can mold that into more of, okay, so this is the, product, service, my specialty, whatever it may be. And this is why it's important, type of thing, right? So you go through this process of, your why, how you got to where you are. Why do you do what you do? What is the passion behind, your specialty, right? And then what are the benefits of that specialty? And then tell stories around that. So there's so many different angles to approach this, but this is just a friendly reminder that, hi Bubs, that you need to be sharing not just, tips and tricks all the time about what you do, but personal stories as well, client stories. So anything that builds that human element. On that note, there are some things that, from a LinkedIn perspective, that have changed recently. So for example, hashtags. Hashtags we are seeing are not as effective as they might have been. So in the past, earlier this year, you might have noticed that you saw trending posts, right? LinkedIn would send you a notification that your post is trending. Now, they're not doing that. And we've seen us and several others in the industry that hashtags just aren't really that effective. So I don't think it's going to hurt you per se if you use a few, but I don't think you should be leveraging lots of hashtags, because again, the reach just isn't there. With that said, there is a hashtag trick. If you want to leverage hashtags and kind of be known for certain hashtags, you can use, let's say, hashtag B2B in your posts, and then you go and you comment on the most popular hashtag B2B post on that day or every day, right? So let's say every day you spend 5 minutes and you go and you look at that hashtag B2B and you see what are the top posts, and every day you comment on those articles or on those posts, right? So every top post that's showing up when you search the hashtag, you comment on those, you leave an insightful comment. Well, you're going to be seen as like that hashtag B2B guy or hashtag B2B girl because you're actively commenting on those posts. You see what I'm saying here? So it's just another way to leverage hashtags, but if you're just using the hashtags in hopes that it's going to get you more people to see your post, that's probably not going to work. But you have to think a little bit outside the box, and you can do stuff like that, like I just mentioned, and then use those in conjunction with commenting, right? So just an FYI on that front. People have been noticing interesting things about reach recently and decreased reach, and how first degree connections are seeing more of their posts. And so the importance of building your first degree connections. So for example, if people are commenting on your posts and they're second degree connections, please go ahead and send them a connection request if they're a valid, obviously, connection. I mean, if it's not someone you want to connect with, then obviously don't. But that is one way to also increase your reach, because as the LinkedIn algorithm is switching things up, we have been hearing that they are showing more of the posts to first degree connections, and that it's important to be connected with more people. So instead of just, all of the second degree and third degree connections possibly seeing your posts, I guess that's decreasing, and they're showing it more to first degree connections. So just a friendly reminder to add people as first degree connections when you get comments from people. And I mean, you should always be building your relationships anyway. I mean, that should be part of your LinkedIn strategy, is building up those connections, those first degree connections. So going back to my notes here. Also, when it comes to getting your content seen and engaged with, thought-provoking questions always. So start it off with something thought-provoking, a comment, a question, just something to hook people and then get people engaged. And one way to find what's going on is to search through your LinkedIn feed, look for things that people are talking about. You want to make sure that you're relevant. So you don't just want to make things up. You want to make sure that other people are, talking about similar topics, or, you want to make sure that you know what's going on and what your people are looking for and what they're reading. And another way to do this is to look at other social networks. So it's not all LinkedIn-ish, right? So you don't get all of your info from LinkedIn, but look at, let's say, Twitter, or look at YouTube. What's happening, what are people talking about on YouTube related to your industry? And that gives you other ideas as well. But you always want to focus on topics that are relevant and timely, and be a part of the conversation. So that's what thought leadership is. It's leading the conversation, driving the conversation, and being a part of the conversation. So you want those in perfect harmony to start the convos and to be part of the convos. And that's why I posted on Monday, you should be commenting on people's posts as well, because most people don't do that. And that is allowing you to really put yourself in the mix, right? So you're putting yourself in the conversations of, the most popular people on LinkedIn in your industry that are talking, and just popular topics. So just a reminder there as well, but it's, going back on the note, it's going to be really difficult for you to build this personal brand and establish yourself as a thought leader on LinkedIn if you're not getting personal and opening up and sharing about you as a human and your personality, right? It's almost impossible to do that because you're just going to blend into everyone else. So you have to put your unique spin and showcase your personality in everything you do, really. And, don't be afraid to share those personal stories as well. So speaking of comments, that's another way to get ideas for content, is just look at comments and what other people are saying. So right now, LinkedIn and TikTok are the easiest places to get your personal brand seen and to grow a personal brand. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a dancer, so I will not be on TikTok anytime soon. With that said, though, I think there's an opportunity for business content to creative business people to build something on TikTok. It's not me, but I'm sure other people can do that since it's not really been tapped into the business world yet. But It's LinkedIn is right now this kind of gold mine still. It hasn't been completely saturated like Facebook, like Instagram. So I want you guys to leverage it now and get on this now while you still can. I don't want you to wait until it's too late, essentially, right? Hey, David, exactly. And so a really good way to get in front of your ideal clients is go and find their profiles and comment on their stuff, but also follow who they follow. So there's other influencers in your industry or sub-industries that when you work together well, but they might not be your direct competitor, and they are going after your same clients. Go and comment on their stuff too. So it's not just you commenting on prospective clients, but it's also you leaving comments on people who are other thought leaders in the space that have an audience of your people. So it doesn't do you a whole lot of good to go and spend a lot of time commenting on these big time influencers' posts if their audience isn't your audience. Does that make sense? So if you go and you spend time commenting on someone's post, someone who has, let's say, 500,000 followers on LinkedIn, and let's say they target startup entrepreneurs, and let's say you work with like big technology brands or something. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. Sure, you could get a little bit of awareness from that, but focus on the people who have your people. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in that, and so they just start commenting on random influencers' posts in hopes that they will be seen, right, by other people and get followers. That's great and all, but it doesn't matter if it's not helping your bottom line, right? So you guys have to be strategic in the time you're spending on LinkedIn and engaging with people. You want to make sure it's either prospective clients, prospective partners, or people who have followers that are your prospective clients. So I see this a lot, people commenting just on random influencers' posts, and it's really not doing them any good. So I just wanted to point that out too. Same with like worrying too much about vanity metrics, like views and all those things. Really, you want to make sure that your content is actually working. So how you know that is if people are telling you it's great content, if people are messaging you, if you're getting clients from it, if they're commenting from it. Like, don't get so caught up in the vanity metrics of how many people watched your video on LinkedIn or how many views your post got. Like, those are great and all, but I see so many people getting too wrapped up in those and worried about them and wondering why their views are down. At the end of the day, like, we're all trying to make things happen. We're either trying to open up new opportunities for new careers or speaking engagements or board of advisors or getting new clients, getting new partners. We all have goals, and that's really what matters. So if your content is resonating with people and you're getting feedback that it is, that's all that matters. Like, don't waste your time stressing about things that, like your views. Exactly, David. It does only take one connection. Eric says, what is your experience regarding engagement rates between text-based posts versus video posts? Video posts typically, okay, so here's the thing. You don't really know how many people are seeing your video. You only know how many people have watched it for 3 seconds, right? Because that's what they show you your video views, which is different than post views. So video views are always lower than my post views, right? So for example, I can have a post with 5,000 views and I can have a video with 2,000 views, right? I'm just giving you like a random example of things that kind of happen. Like, those are decent, somewhat accurate numbers of what I see occasionally, right? I mean, sometimes my posts will get 10,000 plus views. Those are the ones that are, super popular and timely, like the politics poll. I said poll and politics in the same sentence. Politics. That's great. That was like, I don't even know what it's at, 15,000 views now or something. But my videos typically don't get as many views, but it's like different because they counted as someone watching it for 3 seconds. But that's not the point. The point is you do videos to build up that awareness, like that trust factor with people, right? Like, that's what videos are for, is to get people to feel like they know you. And that's why you do videos. So you shouldn't really worry about that. But yeah, I mean, historically, Eric, my videos get less views than my text-based posts. However, I get people talking about my videos all the time. People telling me how they love my videos, not just in the comments, but I mean like messages or if I'm on the phone. And so I hear people talking about my videos, so I know that they're being seen a lot, even though LinkedIn tells me that the views are less than my posts. Does that make sense? So it's one of those things too, you can't really trust 100%. I mean, I don't want to use the word trust, but kind of, what they tell you. You have to just base it on what people are telling you, the feedback you're getting, and the comments you're getting as well. Speaking of, we've had issues with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, speaking of not being able to trust, and it wasn't showing us like the people that were active in the past 30 days. It was only coming up with like 2 people, and there was like 200 people that were active in the past 30 days. My point of telling you guys this is there's going to be glitches all the time with every channel and every network, including LinkedIn. So it's no use in kind of, fretting over those little things. You just need to focus on what you can control and focusing on putting good content out there and leaving good comments for other people. Because all it takes, like David said, is one person, right? All it takes is one connection. And you also need to not be afraid to ask for introductions to people. So I've been leveraging this lately, helping people, giving them tips, and then asking if they can put me in touch with one of their connections. So go through their connections, their first degree connections, see if there's anyone you want to be connected with that would be a good fit for your what you're trying to do, and then ask for that introduction. So this is a good way also to leverage your community and what you're already doing, because you make one, you have one solid introduction to someone amazing, that can go a long way. And not to mention, people are they're going to talk to you if you get introduced to someone versus just sending a message, right? So another tip for you guys too is leverage those first degree connections, those new connections you have. Look at their first degree connections, see if they're, if it's someone that, you feel like could be advantageous and has a great network. Ask for an introduction to the network. Check out their first degree connections, make a list of, 3 to 5 people you want to be connected with, and ask them if they would mind connecting you. Obviously, you need to do something for them as a favor. So give them tips, whatever it is, but it needs to be reciprocated in some ways. I'm not saying you have to do something first, but at some point in the relationship, you have to help them out as well, right? So don't just be selfish about it. But people are more than willing to introduce you to people, and if you ask for it, right? And so this is just another reminder of people are generally friendly and giving and generous, and all it takes is you asking, right? Even if it's asking for help or asking a question. Like the majority of people are on LinkedIn are here because they like the community and they like giving to the community and building their presence on there, which is all about giving and helping people out. So I wanted to remind you of that too. Eric said, I see videos as relationship icebreakers. Posts can be more substantive. Exactly, Eric. I agree. Okay, let me see here what else I have for you. Company pages are just a reminder that company pages are just not really working too hot right now. They haven't been for a while. So focus on your personal page. Leverage your company page, share posts from your personal page to your company page if you have a company page, or if you work for a company, you need to make sure that the company is leveraging their personal profiles and not just the company pages. It's really hard to get a lot of traction with company pages, which is why we're working with organizations and helping them roll out systems for their employees to leverage their personal profiles to help grow the company, build the company's thought leadership by having a bunch of, other thought leaders on the executive team sharing posts, etc. Not to mention helping sales teams better leverage LinkedIn from their personal profile. So you're really limited if you are just leveraging company profiles, really. I mean, it's just kind of, there's not a whole lot you can do there as well. Exactly, Ahmad. If you don't ask, you never know. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. So I will be joining you guys next month, the 14th of January. Same place, same time to continue on. So I hope, let me know if you guys have anything else you want me to discuss at that time. Feel free to shoot me a message if you need any help. Also building up your presence on LinkedIn. Happy to help you and or your company. So keep me posted on that, and I hope you guys have a great holiday season, And I'm sure we will have lots to catch up on in January. Hey, Steve. Thanks so much for hopping on. Yes, you are a little late. I hope your move went well. Why does it say you're all of you guys are 3rd degree plus connections? See, LinkedIn is weird. It says that Ahmad and Steve are 3rd plus connections, and clearly y'all are not. That is really strange. See what I mean by LinkedIn, like weird glitches? This is a prime example. Weird. Anyway, thank you guys again for hopping on. You are welcome, Brian. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy your holiday season, and I will see you next year. Crazy, crazy. See you guys.